Well, we met as kids first in 1993, I think, doing Annie the Musical.
We met when we were kids, and we kept in touch over the years, doing little concerts and New Year's shows.
I was supposed to come home that Christmas for a month.
He almost didn't come home from LA because he lost his driver's license.
Somebody stole my wallet. You cannot fly without identification. In California, you can't get anything done fast at the state level. I wrote a letter to Arnold Schwarzenegger and described the circumstances surrounding my desire to travel at Christmas time and asked him to expedite the processing of my driver's license. And it worked. Somebody somewhere was listening and knew that I was on my way to meet Carrie.
I happened to be in West Bend that day, but I lived in Oshkosh at the time.
I was shopping for Christmas presents and walked in and out of the store 3 different times because I kept meeting friends from high school on the way in.
I was going shopping and couldn't turn where I wanted to, ended up having to drive all the way around the block.
The 3rd time that I was walking into the store is when Carrie saw me.
And I saw him walking in, and I thought, that's Tony. If I don't go over and say hi to him and find him, I don't think I'll ever see him again because I think he lives in LA.
And I was absolutely flabbergasted that she would come and find me.
We started talking, and he was nervous and dropping things all over the place.
You wait until the right moment, and then lightning strikes, and everything seems to line up.
And I went home and I said, Mom, you'll never guess who I ran into. Tony Teofilo. And she says, oh, Tony. Oh, he's a nice boy.
A few weeks later, there was a New Year's Eve performance at a nursing home that a friend of ours had asked me to sing at, and so I sent Carrie an email.
He wrote me a poem about the first snowfall that he had seen because he'd been living in LA for, I think, 4 years or 5 years at that point. And I thought, he wouldn't have written this if he was just a friend. This is different.
That New Year's Eve was probably the first inkling that either one of us really saw each other as more than friends.
We were singing together and talking and flirting a little bit. We only had like 3 days to spend with each other before he had to go back to LA.
In 3 days' time, I knew that I could definitely be serious about Carrie.
I think long distance was exactly what we needed.
I was fully willing to move back if it meant that she would date me.
It gave us enough time to be ready for such a commitment.
We dated long distance for about 1.5 years, I think.
It really made us talk to each other because we were always on the phone with each other. So we got to know more about each other than maybe other people would in the early stages of their relationship.
When people say you just know, if you're lucky and you're in the right situation, you really do just know. And I would have never, ever believed that that happens.
It's just going to be nice to be saying, this is it. It's happening now. Trying to take it all in so that it's not all a blur later on. Looking at everybody that's there to celebrate with us, and especially looking at Tony and seeing his reaction because he doesn't know what the dress looks like, and I did that on purpose.
Tony has not seen the dress yet, but no, he's not even seen a picture of it or anything. She picked out a beautiful dress and she had it altered to make it a little more her style, like exactly what she wanted.
Tony surprised me when he proposed. We were planning to go to a Christmas party where they hire a pianist, and the people throwing the party had asked us if we wanted to sing something. He was talking afterwards, just saying thank you for letting us sing. It's our pleasure.
I rehearsed my speech to ask Kerianne to marry me for 2 weeks. I played the song that we sang, and at the end of the song, I spoke the same words over and over and over.
And then he kind of started getting choked up.
I did not want to get choked up. I failed.
So at this time, I invite you, Anthony and Kerianne, to stand before us and to seal your love with your marriage vows.
Getting down on one knee in front of Carrie was one of the most beautiful moments of my life.
Went down on his knee and proposed to me in front of everyone at the party. So it was a huge surprise. I had no idea, and I think that's why he chose that occasion, because there was no other way he would surprise me.
I, Anthony, take you, Kerianne, to be my wife.
I think for Tony and Carrie, they have such strong family ties. They're really, really close with their families that I can just recognize that it was a really big deal for Carrie to move out to LA away from all of her family.
I think we're really lucky in that our families are both very encouraging. They recognize the differences in the way we do things, and everybody always does their best to be accepting of those differences and also tries to accommodate those differences. It's really a beautiful thing.
I, Kerianne, take you, Anthony, to be my husband.
The sweetest thing, he does a lot. Being with Tony has taught me to really try to be more open about expressing my feelings. Sometimes that's a little bit difficult, so trying to show affection more often.
Revealing the truest parts of myself to somebody without reservation was difficult because it's something I've never really done before. Even when I doubt myself, Carrie does not doubt me. And that's rare in life. I know that for sure.
Kerianne, she lets Tony be Tony. Their relationship is very natural. I think that's probably the biggest reason why they work.
You know, I've known Tony a long time. I feel like I had a pretty good take on what worked with Tony. I wondered if this was the right combination for Tony, and then very quickly realized it was perfect, actually.
I've learned that for a marriage to survive, it takes a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work, a lot of understanding, and a lot of love.
We are so pleased that you are here with us. I don't even have the words.
Carrie is so on top of things. I would say to her, "What can I help you with?" And she'd be like, "Well, I got all the invitations done. I got this done, this done, this done."
Carrie really built this wedding from the ground up by hand. All of the favors, all of the table numbers, every tiny detail. This is a moment that Carrie and I have worked for 2 years, really in total 4 years. And that if everything goes right, it will be something really special.
The main thing that you need to remember as a married couple is she's always right. Or if she's not right, just work with it.
Having lived with Tony for only a summer, I can tell you it takes a very special type of person to survive much longer than that.
I really am one of the luckiest men alive. I don't think I really understood what a real relationship was until I met Carrie.
We're here sharing our happiness with all of our friends and family, and I'm truly happy to finally be Mrs. Teocolo.